Hi, welcome to this short tutorial on the bonus themes included in the Pro version of Adaptive Wallpaper Changer. I'd first like to say thank you for purchasing the Pro version. Your support means a lot to us. Let's start with the easy one, by introducing the City or Town Location Changes theme. This requires permission to access your device's location. So, this theme works by determining if you have left your current town or city. It's not enough just walking or driving a few streets or blocks away. You have to actually enter a new town or city for it to activate. Then, once the town or city change has been detected, the next wallpaper in your wallpaper list is chosen. Okay, quite simple. The next Pro theme, Specific City or Town, is a bit more complex and also requires some work to set up correctly. This is because the ID number of each town or city that you are adding needs to be known, but it should all hopefully be worth it in the end. This theme will change wallpapers when you visit a city or town to the images you have chosen of that area. You could visit these places and take your own photos, or you could maybe get photos from doing a Google image search. This is a fairly long process, so be prepared. To start with, first make a note of all the towns or cities that you'd like to add. For example, let's take a few places near Orlando in the US. Yours will obviously be a different place. This will be easier with a good old-fashioned pen and paper, but you can use an app for taking notes if you prefer. Maybe a spreadsheet app such as Microsoft Excel, which is what I'll be personally using, just so you can see what I note down. Okay, once you've written down all of your locations, Google the coordinates to get the latitudes and longitudes of each one. The best thing I find is to search for the name of the city followed by the word coordinates. Okay, so copy the latitude here and write it down, or put it in the next column across. Don't worry about fixing the font size. It's copying the style from the web page, but it won't make a difference to our end result. Let's go back to the search and get the longitude next. Now, be careful here, because copying this value would actually give a completely different location to the one we're after. The reason being is that Google places an S next to the coordinates for the southern hemisphere and a W for the western. However, usually negative latitudes represent the southern hemisphere and negative longitudes represent the western hemisphere. And these negative values are what the app requires instead of the notation used by Google. So we could just convert W to negative values. In other words, just stick a minus sign in front of the number Google gives us whenever you see an S or a W. But an alternative, maybe lazier solution might be to scroll down and look at results from websites like latlong.net. Okay, keep on doing this until you have the coordinates of all the places you'd like to add. Once all of the coordinates are down, we can try adding them into the app. Try inserting each one into the location screen to see if they are correct. To access it, go to the main menu and tap on the cog icon in the top right corner to bring up the settings menu. From settings, tap on location. Now you will see two boxes to input the coordinates. Enter each one and note the city ID for each underneath the city or town name. Okay, write these city IDs next to our other info. We will need each one of these in a minute. Once all these have been taken down, we now need to input these IDs into the theme itself. Go to the main screen and tap on the theme icon up in the top right corner. Then scroll down to the bottom and tap on specific city or town, followed by pressing the Edit button. For each list you can see here, edit the name by tapping on the pencil icon next to it. Give it the name of a city or town. Then, where it says Use when city or town ID number is 0, tap on the 0 and change it to the city ID you've got written down for it. Do the same for the next one. To add more, we're going to need a new list. So, tap on the blue button above labelled, rather conveniently, New List. Edit the name from Wallpaper List. And change where it says Always to City or Town ID number, like the others, and give it a value. Repeat this as many times as needed. Press OK once done, and again on the theme menu, and then the changes should be saved. If you haven't already given location permissions, then a dialog will pop up to ask you. Finally, add a few wallpapers for each location from the main menu. Again, you could visit places and take photos yourself, or Google image search for some. The only thing left to do now is to test to make sure it works. Make sure that you enable location services on your device while visiting them and see the wallpaper change when you arrive. Thanks for listening, guys. That was a lengthy tutorial, but hopefully it's been worth it for you. And if you have any questions, please leave them below. Enjoy!